and I have really left this one untouched other than adding a couple more pandas. And what I really love about this part is that I added this baby panda backpack, and the way I placed it, kind of like behind the bigger one, makes it look like it's just a baby panda with his mom. So I just love the look of this panda forest, bamboo forest. This is my beekeeping area. I have the beehives and some customized items advertising the local honey.
I forgot to hit go live on YouTube. So that's why I was just fixing.
We haven't been live on YouTube?
No. We are now, though.
You call yourself a streamer? God. All right, let's go in and see who the visitor is. Could it... What's so funny? He calls himself a streamer. He forgets to hit the go live button. So she's cute, but really, again, I think that Marshall, as of right now, Marshall is the only person I would even consider switching out with one of my current villagers. So... here are the snowballs. I've made a couple of snow people this season. It's kind of challenging, but in the end they just melt in a few days, and so usually I pass them by. Isabel has decorated these trees that, ooh! Okay. Those are more like the garden spiders, but they're still kind of alarming when they come down from the trees. I was just also thinking recently that I know that for those who have watched the previous video and heard me talking about how I was really able to get over my fear of running into the tarantulas when I'm playing at night. I'm so over it that I was thinking for the creators, if it's true that there's a possibility that a new Animal Crossing game might possibly, hopefully, be coming out in the future, I have a couple of, or more than a couple of suggestions for the content creators or the creators of the game. One of them is, I don't know if any of you have heard about the recent invasion of giant Joro spiders that have come to the eastern United States from somewhere in Asia. It could be Japan. I'm not sure. But they're these big yellow and black spiders, kind of like the ones that come out of the trees here on Animal Crossing. And to the horror of all arachnophobes, they are actually going to be drifting in and down from the sky. So big giant spiders coming down from the sky. It's happening in this country, as far north as New York, from what I understand. But don't you think it would be interesting if Animal Crossing was able to incorporate giant Joro spiders coming down from the sky, and then maybe you could catch them with a net?
Or you could slingshot them.
I mean, I feel like slingshotting wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's kind of violent for Animal Crossing. I don't think they'd go for that. But anyway, if there are any content would you call them content creators or game writers out there that are currently working on a new game, you might want to consider adding in the Joros. Just a suggestion. I would also suggest that would it be that big a deal or change for them to allow people to just expand their homes in a limitless fashion, just room after room, as many rooms as you might possibly want to add on, because that would, I feel like that would help people like me who are continuing to play the game and sometimes running out of things to do. Just an idea. As you can guess, I have Zucker's house is also one that I have recently renovated to an underwater theme. Previous to this, he had like kind of a rundown, kind of really urban housing, and I just didn't think it fit his personality, so I redid his house to a completely underwater theme. Did you figure out how to stream on YouTube?
Yeah, I just had to hit go live.
Again?
No.
Oh.
I was making sure that it was still running. Which it is right here. I noticed that you're playing on the OBS output. I thought that was funny.
Me?
Yeah.
What OBS?
Okay, so the monitor's like that way, but the
Which one should I be playing on?
whichever one you want. I just thought it was funny.
Sheepishly, I have not heard that the Joro spiders are heading to Ireland, but don't you have quite a few of them there already? From what I understand, you might. I hope you don't, but you might. See this little tree? I've also figured out, with some help, a way of kind of stunting the growth of trees. If you plant something right behind a like seedling or sapling, they will just stay this size, and I think they look really cute like that. I gotta try to incorporate a few more of those. But I think it just looks really cute with this frog setup. Kind of like a fairy tale land. I wonder if she has the recipe for today. So Molly's got the cooking recipe. I am really almost 100% sure I have all the cooking recipes. And I do not do a lot of cooking on the island either, so. Sheepishly, I can recommend, or just suggest, if you do play Animal Crossing, you might have the same result as I, and that is, the more you deal with these tarantulas on your island, kind of the less afraid of them in real life you become. It doesn't go away completely, but at least for me it was helpful, so it could be something that you would want to try. Alright, so I got my recipes. I have my fossils, so I'm gonna go get them assessed and then cash them in. I think I have been able to show everyone the Christmas updates and decorations that I've done.
I think Utah Mother has a question for you.
What is it, Utah Mother? I will answer it if I can. Let's see what Norma. I hate to tell any of them no to anything, but I don't think now is the time for me to be visiting anyone's houses because I have so many other things I have to show. So sorry, Norma. I'm not going to bother going into the Able Sisters today, but I am going to get my Nook Miles for checking in. What inspired the name Oliver? I can answer that question. I think I have KK Sonata already. What inspired the name Oliver is I knew that the middle name was going to be Henry because that is a very special name to me and my family, and we were looking for a classic kind of slightly old-fashioned name that would go perfectly with the middle name Henry. And we were talking about a few names here or there, and the name Oliver came to me, and I said, oh, what about Oliver? And my sister said, Oliver, yes, that's the name. Oliver goes with Henry. So Oliver Henry became the name, and that's basically the story of how we chose Oliver.
I didn't even know that.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Mm-hmm. So it was kind of a collaboration, and my sister was the deciding vote when she immediately agreed that Oliver would go good with Henry. And it's just a coincidence that there's a candy bar named O. Henry. Author and co-author of Oliver. True. Let me just sell these items quick. Do you know Unsweetened Pure Leaf Tea is saying boo?
It's their first time chat.
Oh, welcome to chat to Unsweetened Tea. Pure Leaf.
Bland.
Okay, so how do you like this little ski area that I have here? I put several sets of different colored skis, some ski boots and mask and other, not mask, but goggles, ski goggles. I think that goes nicely with the winter theme. Next, I am going to... Well, do you want to go... While I'm traveling to the faraway island, we can go over some of the...
Do you want to do the comments?
We could do a couple of comments if you'd like.
Okay.
I have been... I know I can remember that probably back somewhere late spring or early summer, Oliver was saying, "Hey Mom, you're never gonna believe it, but that video is starting to get a lot of likes." I think the first time I remember him saying it, he said, "Oh, the YouTube video has 6,000 views," and I said, "What? Oh my God, I can't believe it." And then it was 10, and then it was 15, and then the comments started coming in. And every now and again, he would share a comment with me, either text it to me, or if I saw him, he would say, "Oh, listen to this comment." So there have been some interesting ones. I'll definitely say that.
So I've put aside 9 comments that I think kind of span the breadth of responses to the video, I would say. I guess I'll start from number... I'm gonna start from number 2, actually.
How many total comments do you think there were?
I actually don't know. I think it's... I don't know. I think it's over 1,000, I want to say. That's what my gut tells me, but I don't know how many it is.
I think it's in the 800s.
It's something like that. So the first comment is they're gonna be right here on the top left. See that blue outline up there?
Oh yeah.
Do you have the DLC?
I have the DLC. I'm on the DLC island right now. I wasn't, I'm gonna be honest, at the time, and this was probably last Christmas, I think Oliver bought me the DLC for a gift. And I was not convinced that it was something that I was going to be interested in, but as it turned out, I absolutely love it. I have completed basically everything there is to complete over on this DLC. I have the clothing shop, the restaurant, the hospital, the cafe. So you have to go through all of these, building up these structures. I think this is the school. I haven't been in here in a long time. But again, you design all of these buildings. This is the school. This was back when, so going back to last year, I didn't really know what I was doing, and it was all just kind of practice and doing the best you can. But since then, I have designed and decorated, I believe, about 113 island homes.
That's a lot.
I find that if you're really going to dedicate your time to decorating a home, it takes a minimum of 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours just to do the home. So I'm going to choose out maybe just a couple. You can go back and visit the ones that you have decorated. I'm just going to quickly scroll down these are all the houses that I have decorated since last winter. This was my first one, my relaxing reading room. No, that's not true. Is it? Well, let's just say that as I went along, this was the first one. The Dolls and Art Manor was the very first one that I decorated. So I'm going to go here, and you'll be able to see that although I was doing the best I could, I didn't really have the hang of it, I don't think. When you talk to somebody visiting the island and they ask you to build them a house, they tell you what they want. Oh, I see that I have given her a roommate somewhere along the way, but she asked for a house with dolls in it. So I think you can see that I think I did an okay job with it for my first try. And then I did give her the roommate later on. So I would give this one like maybe a C+, looking back. But again, it just took some practice. And I'll try to pick out a couple more that I think maybe I did a little bit better. The thing is, when you're doing these houses and you're decorating not just the inside of the house, but the yard and the outside of the house, the options are just... There are so many options. You have to scroll through basically every item on the game to choose what you want to put in the house. And if you put some thought into it, it's gonna take you quite a bit of time to get it just right for what they're asking for. Let's see, I think it was Lily that I wanted to visit to show you. And then as I went along, like I'm drawn to the houses that you put I'm drawn to the houses that you kind of decorate in like a country cottage type theme, but then I had to just try to expand the things that I was doing to do something a little bit different. So I've done quite a few that are pretty strange. This is probably the strangest one I've done. That was really kind of outside my comfort zone, let's say. This is Gruff's house, and he wanted something creepy, I think, to make a horror movie. So, as you can see, I decorated it with a tombstone and kind of like this creepy throne. I made it dark and cold. And wait till you see the inside. So I put up this, let me put the lights on. I put up these bars, and I put the axe books and some skeletons, and I don't know, I think it looks super creepy. And then you can choose to do 1 floor or 2. On this one I put 2, and upstairs here is where it's really creepy. So this is very unlike anything that I typically decorate, but I was happy with the way it came out. Looks pretty creepy and gross.
It's like our red room.
Yeah. All right, and I think I'll just choose 1 more. I think it's Lily that I'm gonna go to. I've gotten a lot, hundreds of hours of enjoyment with this DLC and decorating lots of homes. I haven't done one in a while, but I feel one is coming up because it really has been a while. And you can go back and visit, and you can even go back and redo the decorations if you want, but here's Lily. Alright, we'll visit her house. So, isn't this just a place that you would love to go spend a summer evening? I think it looks like a fairy tale. I really do. So again, you're really starting from literal scratch, from the design of the outside of the house to every single item that you put outside and inside the house. This is, you know, purely whatever you want to create. You also can choose the music that's playing. You can add, if you want to add insects, for example, these butterflies that are flying around, you have to carry them with you from back home in your pockets, and then you can release them in the houses. So it also requires a little bit of pre-thought. And she is happy with her home, and I love the frog chair, the frog umbrella. It just seems nice and warm, and I'm glad she's happy. All right, do you want to go through any other comments?
I have a bunch more.
All right, because I'm probably going to head back.
Have you had enough?
Well, I mean, I don't think I can show 113 homes that I've done, so there's no items in here that I want to get today. I'm just gonna head over to Harv's Island while you go over some more comments.
I don't know what this one is, but this is it's a longer one, I think. You already kind of answered this. You kind of went off and
about the
answered
green
on your own.
mums.
Yeah, can we please get an update on the green mum situation?
I know quite a few people were very concerned about my inability to grow the green mums. So I am so happy to report that yes, I grew them, and that problem is no longer.
Alright, next. A lot of people were asking, are you single?
I'm
there
not.
was a surprising faction of the population. I guess it's not surprising given that it's the internet, but
All right. I'm not single, but I appreciate the inquiries.
let's see what else. What are your thoughts on perhaps one day starting your own YouTube channel or stream where you can periodically come on and of your own volition and play some Animal Crossing for people that would maybe want to watch, and then you can also keep all of your earnings for yourself.
I'm surprised at that question because I know that, and as you can recall, since the beginning, like last year when I did this stream, as well as ever since, I typically say, like, Oliver, nobody is going to want to watch me play my game. It's just me playing my game, and I can't imagine that anybody's even going to want to see that. So, I guess my answer is, if there was actually an interest in that, then I would consider doing it. Maybe this past one was just like a little novelty, and I'm very grateful for that, but I'd have to know that people were serious about that, and if they really wanted to watch me stream playing my game, I would consider it.
Hey, it's not a no. Okay, there are a couple more. Let's see, what's this one? This was also a part of the last comment too. Her voice is so ASMR. I love her. Any comments?
Well, I had to ask about ASMR. I was a little bit surprised at the overwhelming amount of people who said that or something similar, only because I think I'm not alone in saying that most people, including me, can not tolerate the sound of my own voice. So I was so surprised that there were so many people that did enjoy the sound of my voice. So that makes me happy that they did. I know that there are also people in my life that I work with that sometimes when I'm talking to them, their eyes literally flutter and they begin to fall asleep to the sound of my voice. So I know that there are some people that just react that way to the sound of my voice, and I thank you for that. But again, I'm surprised. But
We watched Doyle grind a Mario Kart track over and over for 5 months, and it was very entertaining. So, I mean, people, I think you might be overestimating just what people are willing to watch.
overestimating or underestimating?
I guess maybe underestimating is the word. Because you don't really quite know what I was doing when I was streaming that track.
I think you were just playing it over and over and over and over, and you were missing it by like 0.01 seconds, and you couldn't get past that, and finally you did. That's about as much as I know about it.
But there were people that were watching that 5 months straight, not every night, but multiple nights a week.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if people watch that, they'll watch.
Yeah.
that they'd much rather probably watch you do your little chores on your island.
Well, apparently you did an Uber 1337 Pro Top 5 goat.
I did a goat a Elite Pro Top 5 goat strat.
I do not know what that means, but it sounds impressive.
It was almost very unimpressive, but thankfully I'm a professional, so.
And I am not. I'm just a daily Animal Crossing gamer that, you know, I'm on year number 3 of just really having a great time on my island. I know last year when I streamed that one time, I was saying, well, I was kind of nervous about whether I'm still going to be interested in playing. And I am. Like, sometimes I'll even, like, be going through the things I need to get done during the day. I gotta go to the store, I have to pay the bills, I have to do this or that. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, am I gonna play my game in the afternoon or the evening? And I kind of usually just wait until the end of the night to treat myself after a long day. For anybody, I also just wanted to mention this little trick. Oh, hold on, I gotta go get that balloon. I've noticed that I don't know how many people in here are Animal Crossing players.
I think that the majority of, at least people in my community that played Animal Crossing, played during 2020, and that's it.
Really, that's it?
That's it.
Because I think so much else has happened since 2020.
That was like before diving, before like swimming was put in the game.
Okay. Well, don't they feel like they're missing out?
I just don't think they're as dedicated as you are.
All right. Well, for anybody out there who is still playing, let me just make this slingshot. I have noticed that there are a couple of things I want to mention about the game and what it can do for your relaxation state and what it can actually tell you possibly about your relaxation state. The first thing is I have a wearable, let's call it, it's not a fitness tracker exactly, but it's more of like a health.
I've shown them my ring before.
Health tracker.
Yeah.
So we Oliver and I both have the ring, the Aura ring. Not getting paid to say that, but it really tracks your kind of like your overall well-being and health, etc. And as it relates to the game, I have noticed a couple of things. Number one, especially if I'm playing later at night, if I'm wearing my ring while I'm playing my game in the evening, I am in such a relaxed state that my ring thinks I'm sleeping. So when I look at my data the next day, I have to go into my ring app and kind of correct it because I wasn't sleeping, but I was in such an incredibly relaxed state that my ring thinks it is a sleeping state. So it's just kind of proof that this game, at least for me, just does so much for my, I don't want to say mental health, but what I want to say is my well-being. This game has been very, very important to me and my well-being. The other thing I wanted to mention is on days that I'm playing, like say I have only received 4 hours of sleep the night before and I'm exhausted. It really shows up in my game playing because my reactions are so slow that I end up not catching the fish and they slip off my hook because I can't respond appropriately. So one trick I've come up with to kind of counteract that is, as you know, when you're trying to catch the fish, you are watching the shadow of the fish kind of nip at the bait, and you're also getting these little nip, nip, nip sounds before you get the glug of when you catch it. And the combination of watching and listening, especially when you're tired, just kind of like tricks your brain, and suddenly you push the button and now you've lost the fish. So I have found a way to go around that. I'm going to demonstrate it for you, and that is I'm going to cast my pole, and I'm going to only listen. So my eyes go to somewhere else on the screen. I don't even watch the shadow of the fish so that I can't get tempted to press the button, and I just am going to wait for the glug and then I will catch it. So first I make sure he is going to see it. Okay. Okay, now I have just blown it. I don't know if I'm tired or if it's the dual screen, but I end up the grand loser, but I'm just going to try it again. So again, I'm going to cast, wait for it to see it, and then I'm just going to pretend I'm in my usual setup. This is always a tough spot to cast, actually. Okay, so I did it. So I looked up and to the right in the clouds, and that way I did not get tricked. So just a little trick that I wanted to share in case anybody has trouble fishing. I really struggle with the characters asking for super secret sayings or greetings, so I usually don't go for it. Or nicknames.
Was that a swear?
Yeah. It was. All right, any other comments you'd like me to address?
I did have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I don't even know which ones I already showed. Did I do this one? Oh, yeah. I thought this comment was really, really funny. From Barbo247, who comments, "Are none of you people real humans? Can't you tell she is reading from a script? And doing it so poorly, might I add, that he has to edit it all together in pieces where she has lost the script." And I think there was one other comment that had suspicion that this was like a big scripted video that was played off as being a live stream.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right, I'm dying to address that.
all right, I'll let you address.
I can definitively say that first of all, I'll apologize that it came off that way, and only if you were someone who knows me in real life and spends any amount of time with me whatsoever, you would know that First of all, I have probably never done anything scripted in my entire life, even when I probably should have. I just kind of say things in the moment, and I realize that I'm kind of deliberate with the way I talk. It's just the way I am, and I think about what I'm gonna say before I say it, but I promise you that nothing I did in that stream or anything else I have ever done has been scripted. So, of all the comments, that one in particular probably was the most insulting because it was completely untrue. So, I'd like to put that to rest.
Very well said. It was almost as if you
Scripted it.
read that from a script.
Okay, right. Mm-hmm.
You just need to talk like XQC. Do you know who XQC is?
No.
I'll show you him later. Is known for, he's a very large streamer that talks so fast and so incoherently that, like, you have to watch him for, like, hours and hours before you can, like, understand, because it doesn't sound like English.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what people are used to listening to.
Mm-hmm. I totally get it that people talk at their own speeds, and, you know, maybe they prefer it when people speak quicker or with different tones of voice. I cannot help the way I speak. But call me what you want, but don't call me scripted. Next.
Okay. What is this one? Okay, we already talked about the ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
But this one. Okay. This is commenting on your design choices.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's not perfect like a lot of YouTube islands.
Mm-hmm.
It's how she likes it, and it still looks amazing.
Well, thank you for that. All of my placement choices and designs and things like that, what you see has come directly from my own mind, and, you know, I probably only in the past couple of months have I watched any videos looking at anybody else's island. I didn't even know that you could do that. So all of these things, right from the shrubberies and the flowers and everything, are just designs that seemed right to me. So that's a really nice compliment, and I appreciate it.
Alright, and I think I have one more. Is it this one? No, Green Mums. That one, no. This one, no. This one? Okay, this wasn't the one that I was thinking of. I thought that I had saved the other one. Maybe I didn't save it. Somebody said, "That's it. I'm calling Nintendo. Mom needs more in-game content." So, again, you had already kind of touched upon hoping that there was a new Animal Crossing coming out in the next year, or maybe for the next console that hasn't been announced yet. So that kind of renders this a bit irrelevant. But
Well, I don't think it's irrelevant, because I know that you had read me a couple of comments with people saying if they could contact Nintendo, they would, and that they were hoping for some more content for me. I appreciate every single person who wishes that for me. I am really hoping for a new Animal Crossing game at some point this year. I recently had seen some ads for some kind of virtual reality goggles, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be great if they made a Animal Crossing game that you could do in virtual reality so that you actually feel like you're running around the island? That's just a dream. That probably won't happen, but just getting another game with all different content is just a dream. I can't even tell you how happy I would be. Starting again.
Let's see if I can find that other one. Ah, yes, here it is. Real question. Is she on the spectrum or ever considered it? Now, you know that I do something called speedrunning, and I believe that there is a pretty heavy correlation between speedrunning and being on the autism spectrum.
There is.
I think so. I think it has something to do with, like, doing the same thing over and over again and, like, not getting bored of it, and it's like a comforting repetition or something. But have you ever considered?
I mean, isn't the definition of a spectrum kind of like, aren't we basically all on it somewhere? Possibly. That's why it's considered a spectrum. I mean, I think that, I don't know if that comment was meant to be an insult or if that person was kidding or what. But I'm not taking it as an insult because we're all somewhere on the spectrum to one extent or another. And I think that anybody who finds a hobby or a pastime or a game that they like to play or a speed run that they like to run, if it makes you happy, then you should just keep on doing it, no matter how repetitive it is.
So are you saying that you've considered it?
I guess I have.
Real. Me when I'm on the spectrum. Oh, I guess also that guy XQC is French Canadian, so that might contribute to why it's hard to understand him. Mm-hmm. But he does talk at the speed of light, like incredibly fast. I think that was all my comments.
All right.
I think that was all 9 of them. Let me just make sure that I didn't miss one. I think I got them all. I definitely did.
Were there weren't any other questions that people had that I could have answered for them, or?
Not really. I mean, all the comments, all the main questions were, did she get the green mums? Mm-hmm. Please, for the love of God, tell me she got the green mums.
Got 'em.
Has she played the DLC? There were a lot of questions asking if you would be ever interested in playing any other farming simulator or like Animal Crossing adjacent games. A lot for Stardew Valley, and also a lot for, there's like a Disney game that I don't really know about, and I think like a Hello Kitty game that I also, again, don't really know about. But what are your... Oh, there's a question from the YouTube chat right now. Do you still buy turnips?
I wish I still bought turnips.
And why don't you buy turnips anymore?
Because I am so incredibly wealthy on my island. I'm coming up on 60 million bells.
Oh my god.
I wish I still needed to buy turnips, but unfortunately, I have more money on this island than I could ever spend, so I think the only time I buy turnips is so that I can put them down on the ground and let them rot and then get the ants.
You feel inferior hearing 60 million bells. Well, I think she got the majority of her money because I showed her the turnip exchange back in the day. So, like, when you're trying to pay off your house and, like, upgrade things and you need a bunch of bells to do it, you can go to people's islands that will open up their gates that have better turnip prices. So you'll be able to always sell for a massive profit. And you can just make infinite money in an incredibly short period of time.
Yeah, but I have also made a lot of my own wealth just by playing and selling my fossils and all the fish and things like that. I didn't get them all from the turnip exchange, but also once you have played for all of these years and you've basically obtained all the items and things, you don't really have anything to spend your bells on. So they just keep accumulating and accumulating, and then you have kind of more than you can use. So, but the other thing, the last thing I spent a lot of bells on, I'm going to show you right now, is my storage. I just recently had to upgrade my storage, and I can now have 5,000 items in my storage, and I had to pay 1.5 million bells for that.
Chump change.
Yeah, I was happy to do it. And that was the last thing that I really had to spend a substantial amount on. I really don't spend any money anymore.
Well, maybe if you decide to venture into the realm of Animal Crossing content creation, you could be a oh, what's that called? When
Benefactor?
no, well, sort of. A oh wow, I completely lost the word.
Philanthropist?
A philanthropist, yes. And you can help out your underprivileged Animal Crossing gamers.
I'd love it. I would love it. Let me just give this to Olivia because she might give me... I'm still waiting for her second picture. And then I've done all my chores and stuff.
How long have you been live for? You've been live for an hour and 26 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That's not bad.
My average game playing time daily is about 2 hours. So that's what accounts for like the 600 for the year.
But it's not every day though. So sometimes you'll go back and like you're like, oh well, I have 3 days to catch up on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you never actually answered the question. We went on a tangent about turnips and money.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about trying out other Animal Crossing-like games? I know that I showed you what Stardew Valley was a little bit ago, but I never like bought it for you or had you try it out. Because that's the big one. Stardew Valley is like the parallel. Like if you like Animal Crossing, allegedly you'll like Stardew Valley.
I'm not opposed to trying a new game. I am afraid that I would just compare everything else to this one, and is that fair to that other game? But I would be willing to try it if I needed it right now. I'm still doing okay with this game, so I guess I'm open to it. Stardew Valley, you say?
Mm-hmm. It's the one that had like the pixel.
Oh, I don't like the pixels. I don't like the pixels.
It's just a different art style.
I just don't prefer it. All right. Joe Smalls, I liked that comment. Shocked Aura Ring isn't sponsoring the Queen. I would love to become an Aura Ring sponsor. So they know where to contact me. Should we say goodnight?
I think so. If you wanted to have any last words to chat or to anybody watching
Well, to anyone
before I sign off.
To anyone watching, thank you so much for the amazing comments and the amazing views that have come through on YouTube. I'm so happy about all the interest and the enjoyment that people have received watching me play my game. It's been really great. It's been an amazing, surprising experience for me, and thank you all so much.
And don't forget to
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Just hit that like button and subscribe to get our content out there. We appreciate all of our mods and our
Wait, you're going off the script.
our mods and none of that was a script, by the way. I didn't even know you wanted me to say that.
No. I was hoping that you would like...
Do we have a Patreon?
No.
All right.
Do you want to start one?
I think we should start a Patreon. I think Stephanie Jean 17 would become our first Patreon member. So hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next stream. Bye, everybody.
All right, goodbye, chat. I will see you after Asia, I think. But I'll be in Discord if you need me.